Is that drums?
I've been playing my whole life. We're in a band together as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, man. What kind of stuff you guys are doing? You guys doing rock and roll?
Yeah,
nice. I was just watching that, I don't know what the hell was on, the music channel, Axis, AXS. I was watching, there was the metal, was it the heavy metal, somebody's damn festival with one, group after the other, all with the same. I'm sorry, man. It all sounded exactly the same. It was headbanging. It was a real headbanging stuff with the Jacksons and the, DR strings, like 11 gauge, all low tune. Everything sounded the same, man. I mean, literally, if I closed my eyes and walked out of the room, came back a half an hour, it's the same fucking mess, the same tune, same tunes. I'm like, what?
This is the sweet spot on this.
All right, you got it. All right.
Yeah, you sound good, man.
Thank you, buddy.
You got the golden vocal cords. So Tim Russ, how's it going, man?
Doing fine, man. Doing fine.
How are you enjoying XCon?
XCon is all right. It's like a majority of the conventions I usually go to. I go to my hotel. I come to the airport, hotel, convention, and then back to the hotel, and then I go home. That's basically it.
That sounds like my job too.
Yeah.
Is this your first time in Myrtle Beach?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And have you got to see any of the sites at all, or
no, man? It's just been
been
the
back and
convention
forth.
and the hotel, and then trying to get some sleep.
I hear you, man, and I know that you've done other interviews today, and people have interviewed you before, and I don't want to bug you with Star Trek stuff because I feel like you've been asked that a lot. But I got to hear, just as a fan, what was what inspirations did you pull from in Tuvok, and what was it like living that character for the life of Voyager?
Well, doing the character was not that difficult because as an actor you train to show a range of emotions, and so I get saddled with the character for 7 years. It doesn't have any or doesn't show any. So as my buddy says, you got to learn how to play King Lear with just an eyebrow. Typically, the foundation of the character was based on obviously Spock's character, just because he is a Vulcan. So I got to have a walk and a talk that's pretty similar to that.
Yeah.
And then from there, we just sort of build on it with the writers as we get storylines during the series and explore the guy's past and his family. He's got a family. He's got a wife. He's got kids. Got all that stuff. So. Then once we explore all that stuff, we start to bring out the nuances that make him.
That's cool. Has anyone ever told you that Tuvok talks with the same cadence as Obama?
Yeah. Not as of yet, no.
All right, I'm glad I'm the first person. And now, these days, you're working in the music field.
Yes, I've been playing music for 40 years.
For 40 years.
Long before I became an actor. And
awesome.
I used to make a living at it. I used to work in clubs and do all kind of stuff several different times in my life. And finally, in the last, maybe I want to say last 20 years, 15 years, 20 years, I started to put my band back together again and started, picking up new material, started writing new material, and then gigging in town in L.A. Pretty regularly, and then going out of town every once in a while for some gigs. And, I got to tell you, playing live, especially with a really good group of guys, man, there's nothing like it in the world. It
That's
really
awesome.
is. It's just the best.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And what would you say your musical influences are?
I've got quite a range. I mean, I grew up during the classic rock era, all the super groups. I grew up during, Sly and the Family Stone, Kool and the Gang, everybody from Tower Power to Chicago to Peter Gabriel to The Who, Zeppelin. I mean, all these guys I listened to when I was growing up, Santana, Chicago. So now, these days, I tend to groove. I still like Peter Gabriel's material a lot. I like his style a lot. I also listen to Bruce Hornsby. I really dig his groove. I dig his style. Kev Moe, some of the old blues artists, Willie Dixon, Howlin' Wolf. I dig those guys as well. Johnny Lang. So the style that I tend to go back and forth with is, I'd say, somewhere between Hornsby and Johnny Lang in terms of the stuff that I've done. So,
okay.
Yeah.
We were checking out some videos and some music last night from you.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of picked up a James Taylor kind of influence.
I've done that before as well, man. I've done. I used to sing folk rock for I don't know how long, solo folk guitar stuff during the late '80s, early '90s, because that's what was happening at the time. So I made. I actually did that for about 2 or 3 or 4 years, also to hone up the vocal skills and everything else, singing and playing guitar, and it really helped a lot. So now I'm gravitated to a 4-piece band. I got
Yeah.
a keyboard player that kicks bass. I play lead guitar and rhythm guitar up front, do all the vocals and stuff, and I've got a female background vocalist who plays percussion. That's the group, and I got a hell of a drummer too as well.
That's awesome, man. There seems to be this connection between Star Trek and music. I mean, Avery Brooks plays music.
Yeah.
Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner.
That's right.
Put out
Brent
music.
Spiner.
Oh yeah, Brent Spiner too. I forgot about that.
A lot of those guys sing and play, and a lot of us in the acting field, and just in general, there's a lot of cats that play music and perform all the time.
I think that those two school of arts. I mean, it's an artistic field in both ways.
Sure it is.
Music, painting. All of those things is kind of like you're presenting a piece of yourself to the world,
Yeah, you also, I mean, it's if you're talking about doing live performances, there's live stage and then there's live music performances.
True.
And music and live stage go to almost hand in hand.
Yeah.
You got a live audience, man, and that's there's something about having that is just you can't beat that. As far as if you're gigging somewhere, playing somewhere, and you got a live audience, man. It's twice the intensity and it's twice the enjoyment.
Before Star Trek, did you do, or even after Star Trek, did you do like stage performing as far as like acting?
Oh yeah. I was trained on stage. I studied in arena theater in the round, and I worked on several musical shows and projects. After that, I did a couple of comedies and some other things. I was in Dreamgirls with Jennifer Holliday in Los Angeles when it came to town, and I've done a couple of plays since then. Not as much as I would like to, because it simply takes a lot of time out of the schedule to make plans for it. You got to block out time for it. So
I hear you. So where can people find your music?
Right now, all my CDs, I've got about 4 of them. They're on CD Baby.
Wow.
And iTunes. Everything is on a CD Baby and iTunes. I just uploaded a brand new album called Lifeline, which is one of my original tunes, and I've got a few covers on there, and I've got another song called Doom Diggity, which is just freaking off. It's just whacked. It's crazy ass tune. I wrote it for a soundtrack for a film, so it's all on iTunes and CD Baby. You can sample them and listen to them if you like them. You download them, and if you want to buy the CD, you can get that too.
That's really awesome stuff, and all that's just under Tim Russ.
Under Tim Russ. That's it, man. Can't miss it.
That's perfect, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to me. And are we ever going to see a Avery Brooks, Tim Russ combo album? I think you guys would work well together.
I don't know, man. I think that Avery's style is very different than mine. I gotta have me a strong backbeat, man. I gotta have me a groove, and some keyboards and some good bass, man. That's what I gotta have, and a little bit of sax on top, maybe if I get a chance to. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying you would sell at least one of those.
At least,
I would buy it. Yeah, you'd sell at least one of those, man. Thanks for talking to me so much, man.
Thank you, buddy.
You made the con for me.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Take care.
Made the con.
Yeah, check it. Oh, yeah. You got to go. I don't know which videos you saw.